Good morning, everybody. My name is Peter C. We're here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado, and today we're going to look at a 2026 Newmar Grand Star. So this is the 3444 floor plan. It's one of the shorter Super Cs out there. It's 34 feet 10 inches in length. It's built on the Freightliner S2RV Chassis with a Cummins 6.7 liter motor, which makes 360 horsepower and 800 foot-pounds of torque. This also has a 12,000 pound towing capacity. Now we're going to do a quick tour around the exterior, show you some of those storage bays, and then we'll head on inside. So we'll start off on our driver's side here. And our first bay right there is just going to be our chassis batteries, and then our hydraulic fluid and pump there on the left. So that's for your equalizer leveling system. And this is going to be your Oasis Chinook. So this is for your hydronic heating. This coach is all electric. There is no propane. So this is what replaces your traditional furnace. This next bay right here is just going to be storage mainly. You can see all of our storage bays are nice, covered in like felted carpet, so it keeps everything in there from getting scratched around too much. And this is going to be our wet bay. So you can see our whole house water filters right up here. We do have hot and cold water outside. So if you have pets or anything, or you want to take an outdoor shower, you can do that. Your water pump switch is up there on the right. And then your gray tank dump is that black pipe right in the middle. And then our freshwater connection if you want to hook up to city water. So back here is just going to be our generator, which we have running right now. So this is an 8,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator. And this is our power cord reel. So this is a 50 amp shore power cord. Works on a little reel, so there's a button back here in the corner that'll wind this whole thing up for you, so you don't have to worry about trying to do it manually, and it'll just drop down through that little black hatch in the bottom. And then this final compartment is actually our black tank dump. So you'd hook up your black tank hose right through that little porthole in the bottom. Now, heading around the back, you have a Gen Y tow hitch right here. So again, this is a 12,000 pound towing capacity. You can see the nice rear cap with a little Grand Star logo on it. You do have a bedroom window as well, which is, you know, kind of nice. Back here is going to be kind of split. One section of this could be used as storage, and our tow adapter is in there. But on the right hand side is actually our inverter. So Newmar uses a Victron inverters for this, so it's a 2,000 watt Victron inverter. And in here is our house batteries. So we have 6 AGM house batteries that will power everything on this coach. Again, this is all electric, so induction cooktop. There is no propane on this at all. Right here is just going to be our freshwater tanks. So this has 100 gallons of fresh water. You do have 12 volt heating pads on all of your holding tanks. And now up here on our campsite is just going to be our storage bays. What's nice about these storage bays, if you look, well, not on this one, but in our other 2 storage bays, when we get on the other side of the door, you'll actually see there's some room up above if you want to store longer items. So in these 2, we have just a little bit of space up above that you can utilize for anything longer you need to slide in there. So right now they have the spare tiles in there, but just kind of makes it a little bit more of a flexible storage space. And then finally, we have our outdoor entertainment system right here. So this is a 40-inch Samsung Smart TV with a sound bar down below, and we're right underneath the awning you can see here. Jody, if you want to back up a little bit, you can see we have an awning that covers most of our campsite right here back to the bedroom. So nice setup for tailgating, sitting out here watching, you know, your favorite Netflix show or watching a sports game. All right, so we'll go ahead and head on inside. Jody, if you want to head in there first, I'll come in up after you. Now, before we put the slides out, we like to show you what it looks like with the slides closed. Let me get that door. So even with the slides closed, other than the bed slide, I still have plenty of room to get back here, access the refrigerator, get into our full bathroom here. So you can navigate around this coach with no problem without the slides being open. Now, when we do put our slide out, this is one full wall slide. So it'll really open up the space in here. So this coach is all tile flooring other than the patio weave on that slide. Your tile flooring has 3 zones of electric heating built in underneath it. So you'll have a living room heat, a bedroom heat, and a bathroom heat. I really like the way they did this patio weave in here instead of just having carpet. Makes it a little bit more, you know, a little bit cleaner. A lot of people don't like carpet, so the patio weave's been popular. So over in our living area here, you have a booth dinette with your entertainment system above it. Plenty of storage up here. See if that'll stay open for us. And what's really nice about this booth dinette is if you do have children that you travel with, you can actually drop this whole thing down. So we flip a little lever here, and this whole thing will actually drop down. You have to remove these cushions, and it'll sit on these little ledges down there. But it makes a bed big enough for 1 or 2 children if you're traveling with kids. We just lock that back in place. Your TV is fixed. There's no swivel on it. You know, not like the televator TVs. It is fixed in place. Behind your booth dinette, we do have opening windows here. So all of the windows throughout this coach will open on these screws, just like that. Now up front is going to be our Cabover bunk. I really like the way that Newmar does these Cabover bunks because when this completely hinges up, it makes it really easy for me to get in and out of the cab without, you know, risking hitting my head. But when you want to put that down, you just pull this down on those gas struts. And we have about a queen size bed up here for our Cabover bunk. Again, this isn't too tall. I mean, this is about just under shoulder height for me, so really easy to climb into. And then up above, we have a power shade. We just flip a switch right here, and our entire shade's going to close. You also have dedicated AC vents just for your Cabover bunk because a lot of times this will be kind of a hot zone. So having that AC vents up there is, you know, a nice feature. And we have a blackout shade. So this whole thing is, you know, kind of its own bedroom. Really nice privacy if you're traveling with, you know, maybe another group of adults and they want to have kind of their own space. On either side of this Cabover bunk, we have these nice cubbies with outlets in them. So a good place to put your, you know, whatever personal devices you have to be able to charge them. Now, on our other side of the coach, we have our recliners right here. So these are manual recliners. So not powered. You're just going to flip a little lever right here. This whole thing's going to come out. Really comfortable, you know, right in the good viewing area for our television here. Sometimes you have these Super Cs set up a little weird for viewing for the TV, so it's nice that these are right in front of it. You have a real nice deep storage compartment here between your theater seats. So good spot for blankets, magazines, games, you know, whatever you want to store there. All the furniture throughout this is leather, so nice high quality. Heading into our kitchen. So your one deep stainless steel sink, not like the partition sink, which I kind of like. I think it allows you to really use all the space, unlike that you get on a lot of those partition sinks. So deep stainless steel farm sink. And then down below the sink, you have a little cubby right here for, you know, sponges, dish soap, anything you want to keep right by your sink. And some storage underneath the sink for all our pots and pans. As well as above. Now right now we have all our manuals in here. And then our induction cooktop over here. And these actually double as cutting boards, which is pretty cool. So when you flip these covers over, you can use that side as a cutting board. And this induction cooktop is actually removable. So you can pick up this whole thing, unplug it from the 110 outlet underneath there, and you can, take this outside if you want to set up a table outdoors for cooking. So just nice little, flexibility. Now this is actually an air fryer, which is really cool to have in a motorhome. So if you like to make pizzas, pizza rolls, anything like that, it's a lot nicer than heating it up in a traditional microwave. Then a nice deep drawer underneath our induction, as well as a bunch of these smaller drawers throughout. These are really long. So plenty of storage in our kitchen. And then finally, this one actually was option with a dishwasher. So that is an option. You don't have to have it that way. You could just have two more smaller drawers below it, but we did choose to do this one with the dishwasher. Now, our freezer, very nice, 16 cubic feet, so plenty of storage space. You have an ice maker up there. So more than enough room for any food you want to bring on the road with you. And then all the way at the end, we have our pull-out pantry. So all of these will pop all the way out. Really nice for kitchen storage to be able to, fully utilize this space without having to worry about hiding anything in the back. Now, we'll head into our bathroom real quick. I'll just open up all these cabinets for you. So Jody, you can kind of get a peek in here. And step out of the way for a second. So you have that bowl sink down below. That medicine cabinet in the back does open as well. And then sliding shower doors. So this is the square shower, not those little corner pocket showers that you get. And up above in the shower, you do have a skylight in there as well. Now, real quick, we'll go over our control panel before we head back into the bedroom. So this is your control panel for everything in this coach. On our home screen here, we have our water pump switch, as well as our tank heaters. And this will display all our capacities. So our fresh water is at 80%, our gray water is at 40%, our house and chassis battery voltage. And you could also turn on and off all of the lights from right here. Now on our next screen is our AGS. So automatic gen start is a really valuable feature if you travel with pets. What it will do is you can set it to either your chassis or house battery voltage or your HVAC demand. So if you set your AC to say 70 degrees, whenever the temperature starts to exceed that, it's going to tell your generator to kick on to power your AC. So if you want to leave pets in your coach and you're not plugged into shore power and you want to go for a hike, that auto gen start's a really valuable feature to have. Now our floor heating right here, our front, mid, and back. So you can use all of these independently on high, medium, or low. These are our HVAC controls. So right now we have it set to cool 70 degrees. It's still quite a bit cooler than that because we've had a cool morning here in Colorado. And then this entire thing will actually pair to an app on your phone. So most all of the features on this control panel that we're showing you, you can actually use from your app. And then this final one is just its own panel just for lighting. So if you want to control individual lights within the coach, you can do that from this screen right here. All right, so we'll head back into the bedroom now. So I really love the bed that you get on the Grand Star because this is, to me, this makes it a little bit more usable space, having the bed kind of slide up like this. If you want to sit back here and kind of sit up while you're reading or watching TV, I think that's a really nice feature to have. If you want to slide that bed down, there's just a switch right here on that side, and this whole bed will slide all the way out. But again, I think it's nice to have that flexibility to be able to, use it more as like a nice little reading nook if you're not sleeping. So up above our bed, we have two nice cabinets for storage, and this is pass through right here. So if you need to store something long through there, you can. There's also little ports that will drop down on either side. So if you want to put a CPAP machine or something up there, you can store it up here and drop the hoses down through there. You do have opening windows on either side of the bed with their own shades. So you have blackout shades and day shades. All of the shades throughout this coach are pull-down shades, not powered shades. Our window in the back that we mentioned when we were outside, that's also your emergency exit. And then all of our kind of clothing storage. So on either side of this, you're gonna have hanging storage just like this, has lights in there. That cushion is going to be for your booth dinette to convert that into a bed. Some drawer storage under the TV right there. And then behind the TV actually is even more storage. So this will hinge out. Then you have some more storage back there, as well as a couple outlets, HDMI hookup for the TV. Now, we do have a washer dryer in here, but it is actually stored on either side underneath here. And then right in the middle, we're gonna have just a bit more drawer storage. All right, well, that's going to wrap up our video tour for today. Again, my name is Peter C. My cell number is 719-799-8357. These video tours are short, so if you have any questions that weren't answered here, you want something specific measured, or you want to come by the dealership and see it for yourself, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching our video.